I'm David Hall. Thanks for tuning into this video. Now, how to work out minor scales. I would recommend getting to grips with your major scales first. Watch my video on major scales first, and then we'll tackle minor scales. Minor scales are that little bit tricky because there are different kinds. There's the natural minor, the harmonic minor, and the melodic minor. And there's slightly different rules for all three. But you start in exactly the same way. You start with my favourite diagram, the cycle of fifths. Here is the cycle of fifths with the major keys printed on the outside and the minor keys printed in lowercase letters on the inside. It's also worth jotting down the order of sharps and flats as they occur in key signatures. Now the order for sharps is F, C, G, D, A, E, B. The order for flats, B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Father Christmas gave Dad an electric blanket for sharps, blanket exploded, and Dad got cold feet for flats. That's your rough work. They're your references. That's what you need to do first. And here's your first challenge. Find out the notes you need to write down or to play D natural minor. Not D natural, the note and minor, but D in the natural form of the minor scale. Now the natural minor is the one that simply adheres to the key signature. There's no alterations. D natural minor. First check the clef. We're in a treble clef. So draw a D. Actually draw 8 notes, D up to D. Make sure that's right first. Now we look for D minor on the cycle of fifths on the inner ring, and there it is. D minor needs one flat. The most common flat is B, B flat. Pop it in and you're done. That's D natural minor scale. So we'll move on to a more challenging one. B harmonic minor. First check the clef with treble again. Mark in the B, 8 notes up to the top B. That's a good start, B minor. Now look for B minor on the cycle of fifths. It's there at position number 2 on the sharp side of the diagram, so we need 2 sharps. And the most common 2 sharps in the world are F and C. Father Christmas, just reading off from the left. So we need an F sharp and a C sharp. Put them in place. But there's a tweak that you need to do. Whenever it's a harmonic minor, you need to sharpen the 7th note. Harmonic minor, sharpen the 7th note. Do, 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 do. That one there, make it an A sharp, then you're done. The next one is G melodic minor. Same steps. Check the clef, draw a G, draw an octave. Look for G in the cycle of fifths, and there it is. G minor needs 2 flats, and the most common flats are B and E, blanket exploded. So pop them in, B and E. Now the melodic minor has a lovely melody. When it goes up, it's quite bright, and when it comes down, it's quite dark. When you go up the melodic minor scale, you sharpen the 6th note and the 7th note, and when you come down, you put them back to rights again. So I've drawn this scale going upwards, so for the melodic minor we're going to sharpen the 6th note and the 7th note. Now the 6th note is E flat, so I'll sharpen that by making it an E natural. The next note, the 7th, is F, so that becomes F sharp. Done. That's G melodic minor. Now, an even trickier one. G sharp melodic minor. Same steps, same process. Check the clef. It's bass clef this time. So we do a bass clef G. We draw an octave of notes. We look for G sharp on the cycle of fifths diagram. It's down the bottom there with 5 sharps. Father Christmas gave Dad Anne. So we need F, C, G, D, A. I'll mark them in. F, C, G at the bottom and G at the top. D, A. That's the key signature. Now of course I asked for melodic minor, So we need to sharpen the 6th and the 7th. The 6th note is E, so that becomes E sharp. The 7th note is already an F sharp. I'm not going to make it into a G, it's got to be an F. It's already an F sharp, so I need a special symbol, an F double sharp. So I turn my F sharp into an F double sharp, and that's G sharp melodic minor scale. So it's a little bit fiddly, but there are steps, there is a process. There are several things that can catch you out, flats at the beginning and end on the tonic, things going up, things going down, different forms of the minor scale. But with a bit of practice and following these steps very carefully, they're all very logical, very straightforward.
At the piano, take a look at the cycle of fifths diagram again. Invent some small melodic fragments using minor scales. Take them on a journey anti-clockwise round the cycle of fifths.
Today's idea for your piano practice is to take a tiny fragment of the minor scale, perhaps 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, and take that fragment on a journey around the cycle of fifths so that you're playing it in every key. Make sure you've got a copy of this book, There's More to Playing the Piano, by David Hall. In chapter 13 there's a nice clear cycle of fifths diagram, and I'm going to start at the top with A minor. I'll play a chord in my left hand and that melodic fragment in the right. Then to D minor, G minor, C, F minor, B flat, E flat, G sharp, C sharp, F sharp, B minor, E minor, and back to A minor. So I've just practiced all my minor scales. Admittedly not the whole scale, but I've practiced every key in about 30 seconds. Let's try another pattern. I'll do 1, 7, 1, 2, 3. 1, 7, 1, 2, 3 in the key of A minor. Then in D, G, C, F, B flat. You get the idea. So by taking these small fragments of melody on a journey around the cycle of fifths, you're getting used to the idea of thinking in numbers. You're getting used to the key relationships between these different chords, and you're beginning to understand how composers actually construct their melodies, taking sequences of notes and transposing things around the cycle of fifths. It's a really good way to practice. It's quite fun compared to just rattling up and down all your scales. So do practice that with the cycle of fifths in front of you, which you can find in this book.